We will go ahead and get started, and just a reminder that I am recording this session. So if all goes well, we send out the recording to you all. We also do the printed minutes. And anytime you have a question, you can go ahead and put it in the chat box, or you can put it in the Q&A, which is the preferred method, the Q&A. So thank you again for being here. We have 23 households out there and the learning studio of 2 residents. So I will dive right in on our agenda with the activity and event calendar highlights. So just wanted to remind you that the past couple months I've been trying to do almost like a newsletter type thing on the back of the calendar. So you can flip that right over and you'll find a couple important things. Probably the most important thing being the Zoom links for the month. So I always have the fitness links on there for the Tuesday, Thursday Zoom sessions. So you can access them at any time, as well as a Cedars Voices link, or if we needed a dining link, something like that. So you can always get to your Zoom links on the back of the calendar on that PDF that's sent out. And then just some other general reminders on there, or if there is kind of a special event going on, you'll find some more information about that. So just wanted to remind you that that is there. And I will try to keep that going monthly, as long as there are items that require a little bit more attention. So just wanted to let everybody know that December 15th, we had tentatively scheduled that paint and pour activity with the artist. We did not get enough folks to sign up for that this time. So I let her know that we would be interested in trying again in the future, but that will not happen on December 15th. So there was a few people that signed up. So just make sure that's not on your schedule, but we will try that again in the future when maybe folks aren't quite as busy. I wanted to let you know about some special events coming up in December though. On December 14th, we have a group coming from the Hudson Education Music Center. So it's a concert here that will be in the living room. Some of you were asking a little bit more about the Hudson Music Center. So it is a not-for-profit organization here in Dexter, and they are aiming to just be able to affordably teach local kids how to play instruments. They do vocal lessons as well, private lessons, group lessons. So it's a really neat downtown local business that we want to support. And we also get to see what all of these kids have been working on all year. Again, that is something you can find a little bit more information about on the back of your calendar. But we're excited. There's going to be kids here playing some different instruments. They'll have a couple different ensembles. So that will be really nice. That will be in the living room on December 14th, and your start time is 6:30. So we will enjoy an evening of music, and we hope to see you there. December 16th is our large Christmas gathering. So in addition to the dining meal, which will start at 5 o'clock, we will gather at 4 o'clock for kind of our pre-dinner mingle. So we're excited about the music group that's coming back. They were the group that was here to entertain in 2019. It is a jazz trio. So we're excited about them, but we'll have some great appetizers for you, some drinks. And I did just want to mention, I know I sent it out yesterday, that we are taking some kind of extra precautions too. So we'll be really spread out here in the clubhouse. We will utilize the living room, the cafe, the billiards room. You'll notice that your seating is really strategically spread out. In terms of the food, everything is going to be individually cupped for you, so folks aren't serving themselves. So just wanted to let folks know we are taking some extra precautions so that folks can feel safe to gather. And then, of course, we do want people to wear their masks when they are not eating and drinking. So we're looking forward to it. We have almost 40 people signed up for that kind of pre-dinner mingle. So we're really excited, and we were not able to do anything like this last year. So it'll just be so nice to get together and celebrate the holidays. So that's the 16th, starting at 4 o'clock. We have a really busy week next week. Just wanted to remind people that on Friday, December 17th, We do have the holiday hymn sing. So it's on a Friday. It's a different day. Just wanted to remind people, and it starts at 3:30 instead of 4 o'clock. So December 17th, 3:30 is the holiday hymn sing. And thank you to our wonderful volunteers out there, Char Larson and Pat Winton, that keep that event going. I know it's very important for a lot of our residents here. December 20th is the White Elephant gift exchange. So I saw the sign up sheet is growing today. So if more people did want to sign up, we could actually break that into 2 groups and have 1 group in the learning studio and 1 group in the learning studio. Or I'm sorry, 1 group in the billiards room. So if we had enough people, so just go ahead and add your name if you're still wanting to participate in that, so I can know if we need 1 group or 2 separate groups. The more the merrier. We will make it work with as many folks that want to participate. So that's always fun. We always have some stories from that. So the idea is to bring a silly gift. You don't want to bring something nice that you've spent a lot of money on. $10 limit, the sillier the better for that gift exchange. Upcoming, some things in January and beyond. The Bible study group will start back up with Jane Sparks leading that group, our fearless leader. So that will be, again, Fridays in January. You'll see that started back up consistently. And thank you, Margie Van Meter, for reminding me of that out there. Also upcoming, something that will start back up that we haven't had in a long time through our COVID months is the Adult Learners Institute classes. So the Adult Learners Institute provides some educational opportunities for older adults all throughout the community, whether it's Dexter, Chelsea. So the Adult Learners Institute, or a lot of people call it ALI or OLLI, they meet in different locations throughout Dexter and Chelsea. So we are happy to be one of those locations where they can offer classes. They also do this at CRC, Silver Maples, the libraries, or senior centers. So it's nice that we are able to be a host site for them. So you will see some of that in the spring months that there are classes being held here. So that is outside community members, but we also encourage our residents attend. So you will see information coming out about that. They do send out a booklet of their classes. So it's nice that you could just join those right on campus here. So you'll see that in the future as well. I covered December there. So if anybody has any questions about anything specifically or anything coming up, feel free to go ahead and put it in the Q&A. I don't have any questions yet. So a busy December. We're excited about all these fun things that we get to do that kind of feel like old times around here. So we're excited. I'm going to cruise on down to our dining section since I do not see anything in the Q&A. So some dining reminders. Coming up on December 16th, again, is that neighborhood Christmas meal. So you did receive a flyer for that, I believe, last Friday. So you are supposed to RSVP by Monday the 13th. And how you RSVP is in your dining online portal. So as of now, you can go in if you wanted to place a pickup order for that special meal, you can do that. And you can also make your reservations. So if you can remember back to the Thanksgiving neighborhood meal back in November, if you are dining in, this is what we call open seating. So it begins at 5 o'clock and anybody can come in with their reservation and come and sit wherever they want. We don't have designated reservation times on an evening like that. So again, that's kind of nice because we get to be in there all at the same time. And I know the Thanksgiving meal was almost a full dining room. So we really like to see that. So you will get that feel again on December 16th for the Christmas meal. So you've seen that menu coming up on December 31st. So New Year's Eve. We do have another neighborhood meal. We are actually doing a neighborhood New Year's Eve lunch and champagne toast. So you will see this menu coming out next week. It's a little bit fancier. We're doing kind of a surf and turf type feel. So we wanted to kind of try something a little different for New Year's Eve. And then of course, we'll have some fun things to go along with that. We'll do a photo booth and our champagne flutes and all kinds of fun stuff. So we hope to see you at that special themed meal as well. And again, you'll see more information about that coming up next week. I didn't want to put both things out at once and cause any confusion. So more info to come. We like to keep you on the edge of your seats there. Did see a comment about the price of cookies. We did see some much needed, unfortunately, pricing changes on our new tableside menus that came out. So, you know, the cookies, for example, are homemade. Everything that we have on those menus, if you've seen increases, are really just to keep up with our market prices right now. So I understand, you know, it's not something that we like to see, but it was really necessary to keep our department going. So didn't get a lot of comments on the other increases, but we just want folks to know that, you know, we are as fair as possible, but we do have to just keep up with what we're paying for the costs of everything. So I will pass along that feedback as well. Just wanted to give everybody a heads up about holiday hours. We know this for Christmas, because it is on your activity calendar. Our dining will be closed on December 24th, 25th, and 26th. Just giving some time to observe the Christmas holiday for our wonderful team. And I know a lot of you have gotten to know all of these new team members. I am so impressed with the team that has been built here within such a short period of time. So we want to make sure they can enjoy the holiday with their families. And thank you for all the wonderful feedback you've been giving us on the team. And it's really neat to see everybody come back together. So thank you. And then looking ahead to January, that next week for the New Year's Day holiday, dining will be closed on January 1st and 2nd. D there, the cafe direct line. I don't know if this is something that a lot of you noticed. Again, it was on the back of your activity calendar. There is a cafe direct line. So I know some of you, it can take a minute to dial that extension number, the 9700 extension 3. So we did make a direct line to get to the cafe. So during the day, that's typically Marissa that answers the phone, who's working the lunch area, the cafe there. But after 4 o'clock, it could be any number of servers answering that too. So we just wanted to make that a little bit easier for you out there. Again, the cafe line is published on the back of your activity calendar and will continue to be in the future, and it will be on your minutes here as well. The next dining update meeting is scheduled for January 27th. So we're not sure the format of that yet, if it will be in person or Zoom, just depends where everybody will be, but it will be January 27th at 2 p.m. And any questions, go ahead and put them in the Q&A for us. I am caught up so far. So I will go down to our sales and marketing update here. I am thrilled to say and extremely proud of the team here that the Cedars of Dexter as of December 1st is 100% occupied. We have no available cottages. Everyone is here and in their homes officially as of December 1st. 100% occupancy has not occurred in over 5 years here at the Cedars of Dexter. The last time it occurred was for 1 month in 2016. So I am really hoping we pass that 1 month mark and it lasts a little bit longer. This is really a testament of course, to the entire team for, flipping cottages and getting them ready to go for people, but a testament to Jackie and how hard she works here and how much dedication she has. She's a goal setter. So just loved to see her. She's also built the wait list here at the Cedars to over 50 people. So it's just incredible the work that she has done. So in the sales world, though, we don't ever take a break. So you don't get too comfortable with where you are. So we do have upcoming events. In February, we do have a wait list event that will be in person here at the Cedars. Again, she has built that wait list, and now we just need to continue to build our relationships with those people and get to know them. Again, there's over 50 people on that list, so lots of people to get to know. So that will be in February here at the Cedars. And then in March, we do have a virtual event that we'll be participating in as well. So that's it for sales and marketing. If you wanted to put any questions into the Q&A, I'm just going to take it's my time to take a break. Okay, so we have Nicole Mag with us, and she probably wouldn't share this because she's extremely humble, but Nicole Mag is the Chief of Residential Services as of January 1st, because Lori Potter is retiring. So we did put out a memo for that, but I wanted to congratulate Nicole, and she probably would keep it quiet because she's so humble, but congrats, Nicole.
Oh, thank you, Natalie. I'm super excited to be here. And all of those holiday initiatives sound super exciting, especially the white elephant. I think that sounds really fun. One of Cedars of Dexter's sister communities, Cook Valley Estates, is doing an Elf on the Shelf this Christmas. So that's also been fun to see that move around the community. So thank you for having me. So I just wanted to give some really high level updates. I know Natalie put specifically vaccines and commitment bonus program, but from a corporate and a strategic level, I kind of wanted to talk about where we've been focusing a lot of time and energy over really the past 2 years, but more specifically over the past year and really the last couple of months. So unfortunately, one of those areas really does continue to be COVID. I am sure we are all just as surprised that we are still working through COVID with the intensity that we are. And with the new news of the variants and all of that, it feels as if this may be some type of new normal, and trying to understand as an organization how we adjust to that and what changes we need to make so that we can continue to be efficient and move forward with other strategic initiatives while still really being current on what's happening in the COVID world. So from a COVID perspective, we continue to have wave after wave in our state and in both of the regions we operate. So on the west side of Michigan and the east side of Michigan have really been a couple epicenters of these continued waves. And we watch these very closely. The regs and the changes are constantly coming. There's updated guidance and changes in our skilled nursing areas. And so I want you to know that we have really an entire department that's dedicated to keeping up with those regulations and kind of moving through that. And specific to Cedars of Dexter, the state of Michigan, MDHHS really was very restrictive in the beginning and very clear about its guidance. It's absolutely backed off on that. So for independent living communities, there really is very little regulation around it and a whole lot of guidance. And really most recently, the state said we recommend that you follow the CDC guidance. And so if anybody's interested in what that is all outlined on the CDC. And that's really the recommendation from the state of Michigan for communities like Cedars of Dexter that are considered independent living, that each of us would follow the recommendations of the CDC. And that's why we continue to have masks, that we continue to try to socially distance and to do those things because of those CDC recommendations. Obviously, the vaccines have been a hugely hot topic and a very complex one for our organization. There are 2 mandates that came out probably a month ago now one from OSHA and one from CMS, which is the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid. We fall under both of those in different ways, and each of them were a different set of regulations and mandates. So as an organization, we quickly came together, formed committees, and started working to prepare for those. At this time point, both of those have been suspended. OSHA was pretty quickly suspended, and then CMS was suspended really in the last, I think, 10 days. So that once again was an unexpected curveball that we needed to both prepare for and then kind of slow down on. The good news is that we are sitting in a very good position from a vaccine standpoint, and when and if those are reinstated, we'll be prepared to both meet the requirements of OSHA and CMS. I wanted to also say, if you were ever curious about the COVID numbers, they are always listed on our website. At any time, you can go to our website and you can see where the current cases are, how many we have, and what location those are in. So that's a great resource to utilize when looking for COVID information for our communities. Next, the biggest thing that kind of came after COVID was really the staffing crisis. And I'm sure many of you have experienced this in your personal lives as well. I know I tried to go to Zuzu's for coffee in the last week and had all these great coffee meetings set up. And when I walked up to the door, there was a paper sign that said closed due to staffing. And that's happened multiple times over the last few months because the staffing crisis is real and very much has impacted us as an organization. And so we have spent a lot of time, energy, effort, and money on the staffing realm of our company. And at this point, we have a task force dedicated with board members and team members, all focused really heavily on the staffing crisis and how we'll handle that. And I know Cedars uniquely experienced this with the closing of the dining program periodically, and we've been able to really turn that around. I will tell you, I meet with a lot of others across the country, and there are many dining programs that are closed. I was just at a conference last week and talking with a fellow, and she shared that her dining program was still closed. And so I was so grateful that ours is back open and is operating, and really, really feel fortunate that we have leaders like Natalie and Anne Marie that did everything they could to reopen that dining program as soon as possible. But two of the really cool things that have come out of that committee, lots and lots of cool things have come out of that committee, but two that I wanted to highlight here is one, an appreciation bonus. So those team members that are salaried employees of UMRC and Porter Hills will be getting an appreciation bonus on the December 17th paycheck. So we're excited for that. But the other thing we've dedicated to as a company is a large scale commitment program. So this is a way for us to honor our team members that have been with us throughout the pandemic by giving them a commitment bonus every 6 months over the next 2 years. And this is based on seniority. So those people that have been with us longer, 10 years, 20 years, will get a larger dollar amount. But those that are coming into our company will still get a commitment bonus. And our hope for this is to, one, reward those that have been with us and really stuck through the last couple of years, and really to incent people to stay with us at a minimum for the next 2 years. So this was a really creative program that was born out of that committee, and something we're really, really excited to be able to roll out and help, ideally, with the staffing crisis that we're focusing on. And I want to thank all of you really for your patience as we move through this. I think this has been incredibly challenging, and I feel really fortunate that we've navigated it in the way we have, but I don't think this is over. We will continue to struggle with this staffing crisis. We'll continue to struggle with COVID into the coming weeks and months and maybe even years. So we are working as hard as we can to really strategically focus on those two areas. And the last thing I wanted to highlight, and Natalie kind of set this up for me a little bit, was the increase of costs of goods and services. I am sure you have all experienced this as well. The things we are purchasing, insurance, landscaping, food, our wages for our team members have gone up exponentially in the last year in ways that we could not predict. So we are working, we do have a brand new procurement department in our finance team to hopefully negotiate to the best of our ability now that we are bigger. some of the cost of these goods and services, but the reality is these have gone up in ways I don't think any of us could have predicted. And so we're trying as a organization, as a leadership team, to mitigate whenever possible those increases. But I think the example of the food costs going up is a really tangible way of seeing the impact of the increased costs. So really COVID, staffing, and managing the increased costs and delays in actually getting items have really been kind of three key strategic areas that we've been looking for the last 6 months, and really trying to focus and mitigate any negative impact that those would be having. So I appreciate the time. I appreciate all that you're doing to support Natalie, and I really look forward to the holiday, and I appreciate you having me. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you, Nicole. I will make sure the minutes reflect much more detail too. I only had 2 of Nicole's points, but there was much more than that. Thank you. So we are moving down to my area here. I covered a lot kind of in that activity section too that I would have mentioned. And Nicole helped me with the current guidelines. So as Nicole kind of stated, in our independent living world here, there's not a lot of guidelines right now. You know, we do leave it up to our residents to be responsible and kind and respectful of what everyone else's choices are. Right now, the only real current guideline here that we follow is, of course, keeping our distance when possible, our hand washing, all of that. But the real thing that we feel every day is our mask wearing in the clubhouse. So that is still required in all areas. Of course, we see that in the Tuesday and Thursday fitness that folks just prefer to Zoom in at home. That's great. We do have our in-person people still, but so that's kind of our current challenges. Yes, we still need to wear our masks. It does not matter if you are vaccinated or if you've gotten the booster. We are all following that guideline right now. But other than that, we can gather, we can be together, you know, we can do dining as normal. So we're just excited about that. I don't know if Nicole can see the Q&A. We just did have a question. Can you see that, Nicole?
Yeah, so the question is, when will there be a celebration of Lori's retirement? And I know that there has been some interest and some questions about that, but honestly, Lori did not want a celebration of her retirement. And so how we are honoring that is if you would like to send her a handwritten note or a card, if that's something that you want to get to Natalie, she'll be more than happy to send that to Lori. But really that was Lori's wishes. She didn't want a big gathering and a big party, especially in the COVID times, and just requested that people send individual notes her way if they felt so inclined. That's a great question. Thank you for asking that.
Yes, thank you. Yes, if anyone wanted to bring a note for her, I would be sure to get it to the right hands. Good question. Okay, so just wanted to touch on the Faith in Action Adopt a Family. So I can't believe the generosity we have here. For Nicole, just a backstory, we adopted a family of 9 to sponsor for Christmas. And then we receive a detailed list of the items that each family member wants. So, you know, some items were easier than others to find. I had a lot of people shopping out there and ordering online. So I am so excited just to kind of get that all together, because we will deliver it on Monday. But if you do have items, please bring them to us today. I think my window of time is 12:30 to 2. So drop off your gifts today. They are supposed to be wrapped. So if you're, you know, using wrapping paper or doing the bag, I'm a big fan of the bag and tissue paper. So they are supposed to be wrapped and also labeled. If you need help labeling, we will be happy to do that. We do need to include family number 111 and then the age of that person and the gender of that person. So that's how then Faith in Action makes sure that they're getting all of the items. So I will have the list that everyone signed up for so that we can make sure these are labeled correctly. So bring those in between 12:30 and 2. And then I have 2 really awesome helpers that are helping deliver these items to the church where they collect everything on Monday. So I don't remember who was with me in 2019 that helped me deliver, but it's quite the operation in there when you see all of these people bringing in these items for these sponsored families. So it's really a wonderful thing that all of you are participating in, and I can't thank you enough. And I think this family will be really, really touched by everyone's generosity. So thank you. Luminaries. So the city of Dexter does this annually. I'm going to share a picture from the past. Nicole, can you see the picture? Okay. All right. So this is from Steve Shuey. So if Steve's on, I stole your picture. Thank you. This is just a picture of kind of what it looks like here at the Cedars, the luminaries. So we have participated in this, and I think people out there would know better than me ever since I've been here, but I think much longer than that. So this year we did not have a vacant garage for use of assembling these luminaries. So the city of Dexter has a whole committee dedicated to doing this. And I was able to reach out to them and request that they actually assemble all of these bags for us. So I have been assured that somebody between now and the 23rd will deliver 5 of these little luminary bags to each cottage. So these could show up at any time. They aren't exactly sure when a group of volunteers is going to be able to get here, but it is so nice of them to go ahead and assemble everything for us so that we can continue to participate in this tradition here and throughout the city. So it's really beautiful if you get the chance to take a drive downtown Dexter on Christmas Eve to see all of these lit up. I love seeing the pictures of it. So at any time you might find some bags at your cottage, and they are to be used on Christmas Eve. If you need help with any of that, I am sure there's folks willing to help you kind of spread them out. If you need to figure out more, you don't know what I'm referring to still, don't hesitate to ask me. Also, Daryl Albright has been a volunteer for this in the past, kind of helping us get it all together. So thank you, Daryl, and he'd be a good person to ask as well. And thank you for this beautiful picture. I cannot wait to see the pictures this year. A nice tradition. Another little holiday tradition that we typically do here are just the sharing of Christmas cards on Jackie's office window. So we are ready to start that. I know you want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, but it's kind of hard to do 60 cards. So feel free to bring in your Christmas cards, and we will make sure they get up on the window for all of your friends and neighbors to see here. So because we love doing that too. We love seeing people's family pictures and all of that. So question about the luminaries, who will light them? It will be the responsibility of whoever lives in that cottage to light them on Christmas Eve. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible with our volunteers delivering them. And then if you want them actually lit, please light them on your own. And I bet there's somebody out there that will help you if you need some help. So don't hesitate to reach out, and we can make sure that that's coordinated. Okay, I'm kind of cruising through here. So any questions, feel free to put those in the Q&A again. Thank you out there for hanging with me. I hope our folks in the learning studio are still out there. I'm going to go down to maintenance updates now. Just some topics on the list here. Of course, there's always a list. Just wanted to touch on holiday housekeeping. I actually might switch this up and go ahead and arrange it so that 30 cottages are done each week instead of 60. If I spread that out, it's a lot easier for me to coordinate. And it also ensures that the housekeepers get all of their requested time off. So everyone is really, really great in offering their skipping. You know, if I do that request, it's just that it's a lot of coordinating and making sure I don't miss anyone's request. So I am thinking of this idea of just doing 30 cottages, Christmas, the week of the 20th, 30 cottages, the week of the 27th, and alternating who receives the cleaning each week. So that was an idea I have had to keep that a little bit simpler for everyone and less room for user error on my part. So stay tuned. You will see that released here shortly, next week at some point. Also, as I'm discussing housekeeping, what we can look forward to in January is the annual time change. So every year, we've started doing it just once a year now because it got a little bit confusing. So if you are, for example, on a Monday morning at 9 a.m., you will no longer, if you're in the morning, you will no longer be in the morning. So we always switch it a day. And then if you're in the morning, you're in the afternoon, or if you're in the afternoon, you'll be in the morning. So I know a lot of our morning folks look forward to that switch. So you'll see that coming up in January. Usually the second or third week is when we do that switch. So just a heads up. We still need, we're waiting for some things to arrive here. You've been hearing about this, I think, at least last month, if not longer. There's a number of things that need to be replaced in all of your cottages right now. Your carbon monoxide detectors are one of them. So we are waiting for this shipment to arrive so that we can get all of those replaced for you. So we hope that happens any day now. We're just waiting for things to arrive. As Nicole also mentioned, the time it takes for things to actually get to us has been a challenge lately. So this is no exception, but it is still on the list, actively on the list. The water heater flushing and humidifier pad replacements. This is still happening. Jim and John have completed a number of these already, and he told me Jim has said they are wrapping up that project. I do just want to touch on snow removal. No huge things at the moment, but as we did experience some light snowfalls, not a huge amount yet, but enough for our company to come out here and have to, do the full rounds. As you noticed, I'm sure there's a bit of a learning curve. We did have to work with them and make sure they know the routes to go and where to put the snow and all of that. So we think we've worked through a lot of things with them already so that we can be really on top of these things when there is a big snow. So we are feeling confident about the snow removal services we are receiving thus far. And then thank you to folks that did go ahead and report things, areas that they had missed shoveling and things like that. That's always helpful. As you all know, since they are new here, and it's just training opportunities for us. So thank you for that. Just some spring projects that Jim has on his list. A number of things are normal, kind of, will we need any work on the grass? We are looking at some different solutions that will line the outsides of your cottages if you have, if you're not a middle unit. So some things that are on Jim's list that he's investigating right now. Since we last met, all of the water softeners have officially been replaced. So that was a great project that we were excited to have done. So from what I have heard, people are experiencing immediate relief from the water pressure issues they were having. So thank you so much out there for your patience. Okay, some questions are coming on in that I have covered the agenda here. So now is a great time for questions. And I have a couple in here that I will catch up on. I do have a question out there. If you are not participating in the Christmas dinner on the 16th, Can you still order dinner off the menu? Very good question out there. And the answer is no, essentially. You can order the menu that is offered for that special meal on the 16th. The full tableside menu is not available that evening. On a special night like that, when everybody comes to eat together, the set menu is really necessary for us to provide the service that everyone expects in the dining room. So the options that are laid out on the online ordering and on the flyer are the options that we have for that evening specifically. Good question. Somebody, some kind of alarm went off. I'll follow up with you directly out there. I'm just going to write a note. Thank you. How do we know if our water heater has been flushed, etc.? I will ask Jim. It's my understanding that they leave notes if they have done something and you are not home. So let me just double check that, and then I'll follow up with you directly as well. It's my understanding they do leave you a note that work was performed at your cottage. Okay, another one to follow up with directly. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, I think I'm caught up on the questions here, but it is a good time to ask any question at all out there. And I feel bad in the learning studio there because you can't really type in a question, but I will check on you right after this too. Okay, everyone. Oh, I do always like to do this. Because when we're on here, I get to share a picture of the boys. So here is Noah is on your left, and Cameron with his little model face is on the right. So I was trying to do a cute photo shoot, but of course no one would smile at the same time. But you know, they're cozy in their Christmas pajamas. The boys are doing really well right now. When Christmas break starts, Cameron will be very upset that he doesn't get to go back to school. He was very upset on Thanksgiving break that he didn't get to go to school every day. So he is loving school. It is really neat to see him come home and still be talking about these things that they're learning every day and asking all of these questions. It's really amazing to see that. And Noah is just as wild as ever at his daycare that does a really great job under challenging circumstances as well. I will be off with these two boys the 27th through the 30th. So just spending a little extra holiday time with them to hopefully distract Cameron from missing school so much. But okay. I have another person to follow up with directly in the Q&A. Thank you. I think we have covered anything. I just want to say a special thank you to Nicole again for being with us this morning. We know you are very busy, and one of these days we'll get you here in person as well.
Yes, sorry, I could not find my mute button. Yes, I actually got to come and serve in the dining room maybe like a month ago, and it was an awesome experience. So thank you for having me, Natalie. Thank you to everyone for your patience, and happy holidays.
See you all soon. Thank you.